We're live here on a Tuesday, and I'm Rich Lieberman. You're watching the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. I've been trying to investigate this the best to my abilities. I don't have a lot of resources, which I've outlined here, but I got several emails from people wondering what the hell is going on at KQED. KQED is the PBS station here in the Bay Area in San Francisco. And folks, I wish I can give you a good answer, an honest answer. I have done my best to try to figure out, get some sort of transparency as to what is going on. And it's a big issue, not just at KQED, but in the entire Bay Area. And well, the hardest thing to do is when you have a limited staff, in my case, no staff, to get to the bottom of what is going on, apparently, or what is not going on at KQED with regards to the fiscal situation. Where's all the money going? How are these managers that work there getting these ultra generous cash bonuses and rewards and pay, and yet there is no product at KQED. There is very little, not much, programming for local people at KQED. It's a mishmash repeat of all the national PBS shows. There's not a lot of local programming. And there's a whole lot of money going into managers' hands. Some of it absolutely mysterious, like why? Yet we don't get any kind of accountability. And I have tried to call over there, and I don't get any response. I have tried myself to just get some basic questions like, what are you doing with all this money, the grant money, the financial subsidization money that they get from the government, the membership money, the absolutely lucrative membership money from people who send a lot of money into them, maybe, not a whole lot, but enough where they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And yet, again, we don't get any type of local programming except for some just minute restaurant show and not even a local news show. It's disgusting. But you want to know what is even more disgusting? You want to know what's even more outrageous, in my book, is the fact that the Chronicle, do they try to get to the bottom of it? No. Does any other media here try to figure out what is going on? And there may not be anything sinister whatsoever, but we don't know that. Do you know the amount of money that KQED reaps in every day? They're supposed to be accountable. And I'm not the only one who's outraged. Their own people are outraged. They have a very large staff of people, some of whom have been there multiple decades, who want to know what the hell is going on. Yet KQED is apparently not that transparent when it comes to this. Geez, I wonder why. Could it be that they're embarrassed that there's a whole lot of these bonuses that are getting into the hands of these managers that should be going into other areas and yet are going right into the pockets of these managers? That's not supposed to be the case. KQED is supposed to be transparent. They're not a private agency. They're a public agency. They should be held accountable. And where are you, Chronicle? Where are you, SF Gate? It is outrageous. It is fundamentally awful that a entity of that size, which used to, by the way, be an integral part of the Bay Area, particularly San Francisco intelligentsia, has no accountability whatsoever. And that the biggest media entity in the Bay Area, the Chronicle, at least from a newspaper standpoint, sparse at it as it is, I'll get it out. Chronicle doesn't have any articles, doesn't do any investigative, basic reporting. Oh, they've had a few little bits and pieces about layoffs, another bizarrety. But I'm talking about a fundamental investigation into all of the money. Where is the money? Follow the money, find out where all this money is going, the amount of the millions and millions, the $54 million they made last year just on fundraising alone. I find that outrageous that the Chronicle doesn't even attempt to investigate all this fiscal mystery. I have a feeling maybe there's a whole bunch of people at KQED that doesn't want to know where the money is going. Maybe they're ashamed. Maybe they know and they don't want anybody else to know. And guess what? Since the Chronicle doesn't investigate, no other television station doesn't investigate. And by the way, folks, just because they're TV stations, they are part of the public domain. A Channel 7, a KQED, an NBC Bay Area, for example, could knock on the door, could make some calls, and ask the KQED powers that be, where is all this funds going? Where are all these money pits? What are in the money pits? Try. Dan Noyes, where are you? Betty, you at KQED, where are you? The people want to know. More importantly, people that work at KQED, at least a good majority want to know, yet we don't have any accountability. This has been an ongoing situation too. This didn't just spring up yesterday. Meanwhile, KQED has their shiny digs, their elaborate studios, which I don't know what they use for. Check, please, no. All this fancy equipment, all these fancy tokens, all this fancy stuff, yet very little local programming. I've outlined in previous broadcasts what KQED has and what it doesn't have. It's supposed to be serving the community. This is a public television station that, again, has inordinate amounts of finances and money and subsidies from the government and grant money and all the other fill in the blank membership drives. How much time do you see on KQED where they have these elaborate fundraisers? Send us this, send us 50, send us 100. If you send us more than 50, we'll give you a coffee mug and a Masterpiece Theater CD. I'm just, generalizing, but yeah. And there's no, again, nobody wants to investigate. Nobody has the iota to say, you know what, this sounds kind of odd. And the people that work there are aghast at all of this. How do I know? Because I get emails and comments from people, and they just want to know, where is all the money going? And KQED is not telling us. They should. And why are they funneling all this money to these managers? What do they do? How much are they getting? I heard a lot. I'm not going to say exactly because I haven't verified it yet, but it's a significant amount of cash, folks. And if it's going in the manner and in the area where I think it's going, we have one hell of a story. Hopefully, me reaching out and putting the word out will institute some kind of a buzzsaw and get people who should be doing their jobs. A basic component aspect of journalism is investigating, looking to where the money is going. That's a basic thing. Shouldn't be something to which is frowned upon or having begged for. So, folks who are out there, I put out the word. Let's see if there's a follow up.